fires some query to the backend database, and the queries are run in the database, and output returned to the BI server back, and then the BI server generates the output in terms of a OBIEE front-end report. So this is the basic mechanism. Okay. Yes. Usman, any question on that?
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So that's why understanding of SQL is important. In OBIEE, there are basically two components, as I said probably yesterday. So let me repeat that. One is the repository, as you can see in my screen right now. That is the RPD, that is referred as RPD. This is nothing but the metadata. We model the metadata first. It will contain all the tables and all the other BI objects. So once we configure the metadata, that is RPD, we can deploy the RPD to the BI server. Deploy means we just need to load the RPD to the BI server. So once we load the RPD to the BI server, so whatever components are there in the RPD, that we can access through the front-end OBIEE reports. Now we can work on our RPD offline as well as online. Okay. Working in RPD offline means you can have your RPD local copy on your local machine. You can do whatever changes you need, and then after you're done with all your changes, you can save the changes and load that offline RPD to the Oracle BI server. So this process is quite lengthy. I mean, you need to first work offline, and then you need to check the consistency of the RPD, if there is any error or not, and then only you can upload the RPD to the Oracle BI server. And after uploading the RPD to the BI server, you need to restart all the services. Another approach to work on RPD is to work in online mode. Here in this screen, if you see, I have opened the RPD in online mode. You can see this keyword, right? Online, Oracle BI Admin 2, core application 08 something, some number of the RPD. So working in online mode means that you can do your changes and save your changes in online itself, and it will directly be available in the Oracle BI reports. You don't need to start and stop services, or you don't need to even deploy this RPD to the Oracle BI server. Working in online means whatever changes you're doing, it will get reflected in front-end OBIEE report instantly. Okay. Yeah. So basically, when we talk about enterprise scenario, like when we are working in a real life project, okay, it's maybe in our companies, so we actually work in online mode. Because the reason is, if you work in offline mode in RPD, which means that you need to have an offline copy on your local machine, you can work on that, and after that you need to deploy that RPD to the BI server. Many times the developers doesn't have the access to the Oracle BI server, so they need to send the RPD to the, say, production support team. They will have a scheduled downtime. During that downtime itself, they will deploy the RPD, restart the services and all this stuff. Because when you will deploy the RPD, the services needs to be restarted, which means there will be a downtime on the application, right? So I mean, and that downtime cannot be at any time if you are having a production instance. So in real-time scenario in enterprises, as a developer, when you are in the development instance, we do any kind of RPD changes online. Okay. Although there is one issue when you work on online mode of RPD. The issue is, I'm sorry, if there are multiple developers working at the same time, say if there are 10 developers. One thing, let me first mention that in an online RPD, the flexibility is multiple developers can work at the same time. Okay, and in an offline RPD, only, I mean, it would be a local to your machine, so only one user or one developer can work and then they can send their RPD for deployment. But in online mode, multiple developers who are working in different projects using the same RPD can work simultaneously.
Question, please.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so is our title is it RBD or Oracle developer, or what is our title?
I'm not clear about your question. Can you come again, please?
The tool we are learning is Oracle BI Administrator tool, right?
Yes.
So what is our title if we look in the job market?
So our title is OBIEE developer. So basically this OBIEE, this is a reporting tool provided by Oracle.
Okay.
Okay. So this reporting tool is as of now the #1 in market for doing any kind of analytics, any kind of real-time analytics reporting. So yes, OBIEE, and we are working on the latest version, 11G version. OBIEE is a reporting tool. So if you are, after this class, you can say that okay, you have learned OBIEE, that is Oracle Business Intelligence Enterprise Edition. And in OBIEE, one of the component is RPD, on which you work on using OBIEE admin tool. Currently, which is showing in my screen, Oracle BI admin tool. Okay. So yeah, so if you guys install RPD and not RPD, OBIEE on your local machines, you will be able to open the RPD. You will be able to open the front-end reports, that is the catalogs. Okay. So today we will continue the first step actually. That is working on the RPD, and which actually have 3 layers. So if you see in the screen, you will see that there are 3 layers. Okay, physical, business model and mapping, and presentation layer. So this 3 layer basically consists of the metadata of Oracle BI admin tool, that is RPD. Okay, as I said yesterday that RPD is the backbone for OBIEE. If you model the RPD correctly, you will not have any issue in the front end. In front end, it's all about creating reports, having some table views or charts or pivots and all this stuff, which even an end user who doesn't know anything about OBIEE can work on. But as a developer, our main emphasis on how to model the RPD correctly without any error. The RPD should not have any error, and the metadata should be configured in such a way that it should support all kind of business scenarios. Okay? It should not be specific to to only 1 or 2 requirement. I mean, when I say requirement, which means that 1 or 2 scenarios. So this is actually the challenge to model the RPD correctly, and for modeling the RPD correctly, we need to understand each and every component, each and every layer, and what are the pros and cons. So let's start with the first layer, that is the physical layer. Okay, in this physical layer, we normally import the database objects. Okay, in our example, we will use a SH schema of Oracle. Let me open that SH schema and let me connect to Oracle database.
So if we want to practice, do we have to download Oracle SQL Developer tool?
If you just installed Oracle database, this Oracle SQL Developer comes by default.
Okay.
Okay, once you install Oracle database, it will be available here under your all programs. Yeah, Oracle DB 11G home. Under that, application development SQL Developer. So it comes with a out-of-the-box installation of Oracle database.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, so since I have Oracle DB installed, I can use this SQL Developer to connect to database and continue. So I have already configured 4 schemas here in my local machines database, Oracle database, and for this training purpose, we will be using the SH schema. Okay.
Okay, so I'm not aware of what the word schema means.
Okay, so just forget about schema. This is something that comes with Oracle. In a database, Oracle database, there are multiple accounts, which we normally refer as schema. So these accounts holds a set of tables. Okay. So this is just one of the account, SH account or SH schema. Somebody refer it as a schema. Somebody refer it as a account. And to connect to this schema or the account, you need a credential actually, which is a by default credential. I mean, once you install Oracle database, at the time itself, you can configure the credentials for whatever account you want to log in. Okay, so in this account, SH account, there are certain tables already supplied by Oracle. We will be using those tables actually to configure and to work in our RPD. Okay, and those tables are this channels, cost, countries, customers, then product, promotions, sales, times. Okay, so if you query any table, say sales, okay, so this sales table is nothing but it holds the sales information. These are the metric columns: quantity sold, amount sold, per channel or per customer or per product. Okay, and so this is a this is the fact table for us. And similarly, in this same account, we have the dimension tables also available. Okay, so see here. So this products table, okay, it contains a product information like product ID, product name, description, category, subcategory, all this stuff. Now each record in this product table have more than one record in this sales table. So for example, if you take product ID 13, so for product ID 13, there are multiple records in the sales table, right? Some 6,000 plus records. So we can treat this sales table as a fact table in our RPD and this product table as a dimension table in our RPD. So basically when we are working in RPD or OBIEE, we basically model a star schema. A star schema normally represents one fact table and one or more dimension table. These are some data warehousing concepts. So in a fact table, basically we get the metrics, the measure fields, like you see here. The measures are amount sold and quantity sold. These are the metrics here. So a fact table always consists of the metrics, and the dimension table contains the dimension information. In this case, the product information. So when you create a star schema, you need to have a join between the fact and the dimension table, and that join also should be a cardinality. It should be one to many or many to many or many to one. In this example, sales and products, so the join between sales and product would be many to one. That is, from product to sales should be one to many. One to many means one record in product dimension table can have multiple records, that is many records in sales table. Okay, so am I clear up to this point about this one to many and this star schema, fact and dimension tables? Because this is the only thing that we need to always model in RPD, to create a fact table, to identify a dimension table for that fact table, and to have a join between these two tables in terms of one to many or many to many or many to one, to form a star schema in our RPD.
So you have to remember all the tables.
Yes. Before starting on RPD modeling, you need to have a fair knowledge of what all tables you need to work. or whatever tables you're going to use for your application. So since here in this Oracle database we have this SH schema which already provides us this fact and dimension tables, and these are not much, I mean there is only one sales table which we can use as a fact table. There is one more fact table available, that is costs, that is also joined to some dimension tables. So as of now we will be using only this fact table cells, and along with this the dimension tables would be like this: prod, customers, time, channel, promo. These are the dimension tables. So if you see, apart from products we have customers as well. Okay, so this dimension table holds the customer information, customer ID, first name, last name, gender, all this cells. So this customer table also we can join based on customer ID to the sales table. Okay. Similarly, there is time ID, there is channel ID, there is promo ID. All these IDs are actually pertaining to a production, the dimension table. Okay. So let's start with our first, the building of our first layer, the physical layer. So as I said, the physical layer basically consists of the physical database objects, okay, which are there in your underlying database, and the objects means tables basically, the tables that you're going to use in your RPD. So let's start with the first layer and let's create the first physical folder. So the steps here are you need to first create, in RPD side, in RPD physical layer, you need to first create the physical database. Okay, so if you just right click here, new database. Okay, don't be confused between the database here in RPD and the database in our SQL. Okay, so this is at the Oracle DB level, this database, the name of which is ORCL, and this is the physical database at the RPD level. Okay, we normally keep the names same so that we understand which database we are connecting to. So yeah, so in this first step we create a new database. We will give the name as ORCL, the same as our Oracle database which is installed in my local machine. Okay, and we need to specify the database type, Oracle 11G. Click on OK. Okay, so since I already have an ORCL, let me rename it to ORCL training. So the first step is to create a physical database. Okay, if you click here, you'll see the information here, the left bottom corner of my screen, database name Oracle training. Okay, now this is just we created a folder. Okay, this is just standalone folder. Now what we need to do is we need to connect the RPD to our backend database. So to connect our RPD to the backend database, that is Oracle, we need a connection pool actually. This is the kind of a bridge between OBIEE and the backend database, which we refer it as connection pool, where we specify the connection details, that is the username and password to connect to the database name, and all this stuff. So we are going to create a connection pool. To create a connection pool, just click on the newly created database ORCL training, right click on it, new object. So here you see these are the objects you can create under a physical database at the RPD level. So first object we're going to create is connection pool, because we need a connection pool to talk between RPD and our backend database, right? Yeah, so I'm sorry, yeah. Let's give it a name as, say, connection pool for ORCL training. So this is the connection pool which we are going to use to connect to ORCL training DB. Okay. The data source name ORCL. The username, that is the schema name or the account name, is SH. Password for the same is admin123. I have kept it admin123. When you guys will install on your machines, you can keep the password whatever you want. Okay. You need to confirm the password admin123. So we are done. So we created the database, a physical database. We created the connection pool to connect to the database. Now we would need to import the tables that we want to use in our RPD. So to import the table, that is the database objects from the backend database, just right click on the newly created connection pool and import metadata. Okay. So once you're here in this window, import metadata, it will allow you to click on the kind of objects you want to import from the database. Select the metadata types you want to import. So these are the by default selections: tables, keys, and foreign keys. If you want to import some synonyms or views or system tables, which normally we don't need actually in RPD level to import some system tables, we normally need tables and synonyms if we are going to use any synonyms. Parul, if you are not familiar with these terms, synonyms or all, don't bother about it. Just think of it as a table actually available in database level. So we even will not be importing any synonyms. We will be just importing the simple tables available in the Oracle database. Okay. So I didn't change any of the selections here. Whatever the by default selections are there, let it be, and click on next. So once you click on next, all the accounts will be available which are there in the Oracle database. So out of that, one is SH schema, right? The SH table, SH account. So in this SH account, you can see all these tables, whatever is here, the same as which we can see the tables here from SQL developer, right? Channels, cost, customers, countries, all these products. So you can choose which tables you want to import, and you can start. So we'll be importing channels, cost, customers, countries, product, promotion, sales, time. Yeah, that's it. The other tables will not be importing. These are some system tables which you don't need to model our RPD. So we selected the backend database objects. Once you select these objects, click on this Oracle training and click on this first arrow, import selected. So what it is doing is, it is not actually importing the table with all its data. It is just importing the metadata, okay, the definition of these tables. In RPD, we never import, or I mean, this is even not possible to import the table with data. This is just a metadata in RPD. So when we import any table, this is just the metadata for the table structure. So you see here, this SH account is created under ORCL training. You can see this table is imported. Once it is imported, just click on finish. So we created the ORCL training database. We created a connection pool to connect to the database, and we imported the tables which are there under SH schema. Okay, and out of these tables, we are going to use cells as our fact table, and all the other tables as the dimension tables. For example, product, one of our dimension table. So up to this point, any question, Parul and Usman?
No.
Okay, Usman, you are with us?
Yes, I'm still here. Sir, may I ask you a question?
Yeah, please.
Would you please give me your email ID, because I can't see your screen sharing, which you are sharing the others.
Okay. Yeah, I think I thought Shiva might have already communicated you the GoToMeeting details. If not, you have to check with him actually.
I can see your screen.
Yeah, because Parul, you are connected to the GoToMeeting, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and Usman is not connected to the GoToMeeting. He probably has joined this meeting over a phone. Am I correct, Usman?
Yes, you are right.
Yeah. So, okay. So what you can do is, whatever communications, you need to have anything, you just have to contact Shiva, because I'm actually not authorized to send any material to the candidates directly. Okay. So just contact Shiva. He will give you the GoToMeeting details. You can connect and you can join from tomorrow. So
He sent
anyways,
me email Monday, Thursday.
yeah. So Usman, just contact Shiva as well for the GoToMeeting details. He will provide you. Okay. As of now, whatever I'm discussing actually here.
Give me a break, please. Give me
Yes.
Shiva contact number or any sort of ID like email address if you have.
No, actually, I don't have any details actually with me. You have to communicate with him. How he has contacted you?
And sir, how would you communicate with Mr. Shiva?
Yeah. I will ask Shiva to send all the details to you.
I think I have given you my ID as well.
Yeah, but the thing here is, yes. Yeah, you have given me that, but we are not authorized actually to communicate to the candidates directly as per the protocol of our training center. So the organizer, that is Shiva, will communicate each and every detail to you.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wahid.
Okay. Yes, Shiva. So I think you haven't sent the GoToMeeting details to Usman, right? He's not able to see my screen.
Usman, I sent to all people. 1 minute, let me check
Can you
the.
send Usman 1 second so that he can join the meeting?
OBIEE training, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Usman 8051. That is the right, Usman? Yeah, I sent the meeting request. Let me send again. Okay.
Yeah, please send him again and let him quickly join the meeting.
Sure.
So that I don't have to repeat these sessions actually.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sending.
Sir, what is the metadata?
Okay. Metadata is nothing but the definition of a data. That is the metadata is the
Without meeting ID,
property of
how
a
you can
data.
join? Hello? Usman, without meeting ID, how can you join this session?
You can give me your meeting ID.
Yeah. We have meeting ID, right? Already? 1 minute, I'm sending again, okay?
Okay.
Your email ID is Usman 8051 gmail.com.
Sir, I'm telling you, note it down please. USMAN Usman
Okay.
8051.
Yes, right, that's the reason. At yahoo.com, right?
Okay, at yahoo.com.
Yes, right, I'm sending the email ID, okay? I'm sending again, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Can you please check your email ID?
Okay, sir, I'm just checking.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So Parul, to answer the question, what is metadata? Parul, you there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So metadata is nothing but the definition of any object. Okay. In layman term, we say that metadata is data about data, information about data. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Basically, the structures, the definitions. So when we work in RPD, which means that we are working on the metadata, which means that we are working on the definition of the objects that we are going to use. Here in this example, the definitions are these tables, the sales, times, products. Okay, so these are the definitions, these are the metadata of the actual DB objects that we need to use in our RPD level to configure the RPD. Okay, yeah. So let's wait for 2 minutes. Let Usman join also and let him also see.
Sure, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
I haven't received any email from Mr. Shiva yet.
So you will get the training from the I mean, you get training. I mean, you get an email from the all trainings korea@gmail.com. Did you got that?
Sorry, sir.
1 minute. Your email ID is
Yeah.
USMAN Usman
Yes.
8051 @yahoo.com, right?
Yes. Yes.
Man, you'll get an email from the all training korea@gmail.com.
You spell it, please. A-double-L.
What? Yes, right. A training korea@gmail.com. You'll get an email from them. That.
Because some sort of in my side problem, I'm not listening you very well. Could you please send the email? Thank you so much.
Already I sent email to you, Usman.
But I haven't received it yet.
Can you take the meeting ID? Can you take the meeting ID?
Account as well.
Hello? Usman?
I'm checking my email account again and again and refreshing my inbox as well. It doesn't show any sort of email from your side.
Okay, Usman. Okay, can you take the meeting request? I can tell the meeting ID. So you can join.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Or
959.
probably Usman, can you just check your junk folder or spam folder? Because sometimes.
You can join me as well.
What?
If I can tell you my ID and password, can you join me?
We can't. In yahoo.com?
No, sir. The team viewer.
Team viewer. Yeah, please.
If I tell you my ID and password, can you please join me?
Sure. Definitely. Sorry, guys. Okay, Usman has some issues. So resolved. Okay. Give me 2 minutes. Okay. Usman, tell me the ID and password.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, sir. Just note it down. 558.
1 minute. One minute, Usman.
All right, sir.
558
99 3 times 9.
99.
Please 3 times 9.
Okay.
016.
016.
And the password is 89. 89.
I mean, are you using any license key?
Sorry.
Are you using any license?
Yeah, of course. That's what I'm telling you.
I mean, that's the reason that the trial license of the trial license of your connection, the partner has expired. Is giving the when try to connect.
Oh, sorry. I don't know about that. I think it is a trial version.
Yeah, your license period is expired. I mean, I unable to connect to your team viewers.
Could you please just try? It might have been connected. Let's see. Just write down the password 89.
No. Unable to connect because your team viewer is expired. Your team viewer ID is expired.
Oh.
Your team viewer license is expired. Okay, Usman, can you take the meeting ID? I'll tell you.
All right. So wait.
Yeah, can you take the meeting ID?
Please.
Yeah. 9592
9592
69
69
789.
789. Okay,
Yes,
I'm
right.
connecting.
Yeah, please connect to this ID. Keep it with you, okay? Meeting.
So you are, sir, quite right. My ID is means a trial version. That's why showing some sort of error.
Yes,
Connection could not be established. The meeting ID this one.
yeah, I given the GoToMeeting ID, not this TeamViewer ID. Okay.
All right.
Yes, right.
I'm just still putting there, but it is showing me some sort of error. It means I'm not able to connect TeamViewer with.
No. This is not TeamViewer ID. I provided the GoToMeeting ID. I given the GoToMeeting ID.
Wait, sir. Basically, this software it's not.
No. Can you go to google.com? Usman, can you go to google.com? Can you go to google.com?
Each one in which tab it is showing me connection expert. In which tab it is present?
Usman, don't worry on TeamViewer, man. Okay, please. I mean, can you go to google.com?
Okay, sir. Wait. Just connected. What I write on?
Yeah, global.gotomeeting.com. Global global.gotomeeting.com.
Okay, sir. I'm writing. Global dot.
It's all things is recording.
gotomeeting.com.
Wait, sir. Wait.
Can you stop recording?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Global.
Continue on the other part. If Osman has any doubt, we will just repeat for some time.
Sure.
Steps we did
Please
today.
continue session.
Yeah. So yeah, Parul, you're with me?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so we created the database in the RPD, right? We created the connection pool to connect to the database, and we imported the tables under the SH account, right? And these are nothing but the metadata. As you asked, what is the metadata? This is nothing but the definition of the tables. So we just imported the structure of the tables. We haven't imported any data from the table. Okay. So after we import any table, right? So you see here there is a button, check in changes, which means that you need to check in when you import or do any changes in the RPD will check out. If you are into online mode. Just a second, okay. Shiva, can you just mute from your background? We're getting some background noise.
Noise come from Shiva's side.
Shiva, you here? Shiva? I think he's
left.
Shiva? Shiva, you there?
Send him a note from eNote.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Shiva, you there? Shiva? Okay, I have to talk to him over phone today, so that there is no disturbance from his side. Otherwise, problematic to continue this session. Okay, I think
I was wondering where is all the noise coming from.
Yeah, it's from his office, maybe background of his office. So please don't bother about it, Parul. I will make it clear today. I will ask him that please be
Yeah, he need to turn off his microphone.
Yeah, or at least he needs to be mute so that we don't have any disturbance in our class. So anyways, please bother assisting today, okay? From tomorrow I will arrange everything in the proper order.
No problem. I know it's not going to be.
Yeah. It's just the beginning
The
actually.
other guy is not there.
Yeah. So tomorrow also we will quickly repeat all these steps once again. Okay. So yeah. So as of now, what we did is we just imported the tables, right? The metadata. So once we import it, we need to check in the RPD. Okay. So whenever we do any changes in the RPD will be checked out. Okay. And specifically if you're working on online RPD. So once we do these changes, we need to check in the RPD. So I'm just clicking on this red arrow button. Okay, it will ask for do you wish to check global consistency. Click on no if you know that there is no error.
Why you say no?
Yeah, so if you know that there is no error on your RPD, you can click on that. Okay, but if you're not sure that is there any error in your RPD or not, you should go for yes. You should check the consistency for the RPD. Now here in this RPD, this is the ORCL this is created by us today, and apart from this, the other folders ORCL and all this doesn't have any error. I mean, since I know that, so I don't waste time in checking the consistency of the entire RPD. Because if you click on yes, right, it will take much time to actually check the consistency of the entire RPD. Okay, so once you check in the changes, we can also see the row counts of the actual data. So say channels, click on channels, right click, view data. Okay, so it will show you the actual data. But don't think that this data are there in the RPT level. This data has never been imported in the RPT level. When you click on view data, okay, it will fire a query to the backend database to this table channels and get the number of records and show you here. Okay.
We can complete as an project we could. Yeah, okay. Take session of
Okay. So, so far, any question from your side?
No, I'm okay. I don't have any question.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Can you conclude by
Once we import these tables, right? We need to create the join in the tables.
after the video, 2 days.
I'm not paying attention of the class.
Yeah, I think if you don't mind, okay, I think we can close the session
real-time
here.
Real-time practice,
Okay. And from tomorrow, I will make sure that there would not be any noise from background and everything will be in proper order, so that we can continue our classes without any interruptions.
Okay, then Thursday Friday we'll give the real.
So Parul, let's end this class today here. I don't think you're able to concentrate.
No,
It's a lot of
I
background
can hear
action.
you and Shiva together.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, that's fine.
So let's end this class today here today. So we will meet tomorrow at the same time. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And yeah, thank you very much. We'll talk tomorrow.
And don't forget to send me the link.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
One moment.